It's a weekday morning at the Port Augusta Senior Citizens Centre.
She drops one and brings back three.
And the local nursing home is a popular talking point.
You know, I don't want to go in if I can help it, not at the moment. No. It is.
People are looking at going out of town rather than going to the 2 nursing homes that are here.
Port Augusta is at the edge of the outback in South Australia. It's home to 14,000 people, but aside from a dedicated Aboriginal nursing home, there's just one aged care provider, Edenfield Family Care, which operates 2 facilities on either side of town.
It was clear that through being in this home, his physical state deteriorated to a point where he almost died.
Trish Wise's father, Eric, entered Edenfield's Ramsay home in August last year.
He's completely reliant on carers.
For decades, the now 80-year-old worked in manual labour in regional South Australia. He was diagnosed with a neurological condition in 2021.
Our hope for Dad was that he was going to a place that understood what was required to manage his condition.
After just 2 months in the home, Eric developed a potentially life-threatening bed sore. The wound was so deep it reached his spine and required immediate hospitalisation. The photo is too graphic to show unedited.
Laying in bed in one position can create bed sores, and so every 2 hours he needs to be rotated from one side to the other. They didn't have enough staff to fulfil that need. The pressure sore grew and grew to an extent that it was a large wound where flesh was eaten away.
Eric was treated in hospital for the next 6 months. The Aged Care Quality and Safety Commission found the Ramsay home failed on every quality and safety standard. Staff told auditors they didn't always have enough wound dressings, hand towels, hand-washing soap or gloves, and that there weren't enough workers to perform basic tasks like helping residents go to the toilet or meal service. Cheryl Dawson says her family was forced to buy incontinence pads for their mother Jean.
Tell me where your incontinence pads are.
Yeah, so they're just in the second aisle. If you just go down that way.
The staff member just said, "Oh, geez, you're using a lot of incontinence pads here. It's a terrible cost to the nursing home." When I went to see my mother the next day, she was shaking all over and quite distraught and depressed and crying. That's when she told me she'd rather be out with my dad out of the cemetery. When you ring your bell and you have to wait 10 to 15 minutes before it's even answered to be taken to the toilet. And then over time, you become incontinent yourself. And you're just told, you've got pads on, you just have to go to the toilet in those pads.
The Aged Care Watchdog found this home had no framework for preventing abuse and neglect. It found residents who were malnourished, dehydrated and chemically restrained, and staff who didn't have the skills to perform their job. Both Port Augusta's nursing homes were council-owned and operated before they were privatised in 2017.
Residents came out to fight for the town's nursing homes.
They can find money for other things. Well, why can't they find money for their nursing home?
At the time of the sale, the council held $3.5 million in cash bonds. That's the fee residents pay to enter the home and which can be used to improve facilities. Instead of transferring the cash to the new operator, the council struck a deal. Edenfield took on the liability for the bonds, and the council kept the residents' money to pay down its own debts. The deal was approved by the federal government. Since then, families allege no significant work has been done to improve the home.
I mean, there were stages where they haven't had any hot water, no electricity for a day and a half, air conditioners that aren't working.
Edenfield has received almost $30 million in government subsidies since 2017 for its Port Augusta homes. It's not required to make its financial reports public.
This story affects residents in aged care homes across Australia, and it's really the canary in the coal mine here.
Grace Stokes' grandmother Amelia also lives at Edenfield's Ramsay home.
I don't have any visibility about how those taxes are being spent to support someone that I love. It's like my money goes into a black box and I never see it again.
Edenfield Family Care declined to be interviewed. In a statement, it said the home's engaged an external advisor and is working closely with the Quality Agency. Port Augusta's federal member is the Liberal whip, Rowan Ramsay. 7:30 showed him a picture of Eric Wise's wound.
Well, that's horrific, and it just can't be allowed. And it's clearly in breach of the rules of care. You cannot oversee every nook and cranny of every organisation.
I hold the federal government accountable for the failings in the home. The federal government manages the structure which allows providers to exploit vulnerable people and vulnerable employees.
The Aged Care Minister, Richard Colbeck, did not respond to requests for an interview. In a statement, he said the government's strengthened the regulator's oversight capacity. The Aged Care Quality and Safety Commission says it's monitoring compliance at Edenfield. It's not been back for a site visit since November.
One of the big things when you get older is your dignity and your independence. Once that's taken away from you, it is so sad. They have given up everything to be going in there and expect to be looked after at least half decently.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 7:30's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.